Hello YouTube, this is Dr. V's Revolution Would Not Be Pesticides. Today I am doing yard work. I'm out here, I just mowed the lawn, I just clipped this bush right here, and now I'm about to do some weed whacking around here. But this video today is about my eggplant, okay? Now my eggplant is, it's actually starting to turn yellow, a lot of them. And so one of the things is, I have a white eggplant, by the way. So a lot of us are so used to the what is that? The purplish, blackish colored eggplant. But I actually have a white eggplant, and they say when you leave your eggplant on the tree for too long and it becomes overripe, then it starts to turn yellow. They also say when your eggplant is probably in an environment that's too moist and it starts to develop fungus around the roots, they say that's also a sign that it's either going to turn yellow soon or it should be yellow at that point. Now, a lot of my eggplants are yellow. That doesn't mean that they're bad, but they say when they do turn yellow, the eggplant doesn't taste as good. They say the eggplant is a little more bitter, but I've had pieces of the yellow eggplant already, and it tastes okay to me. It tastes fine to me. And then also some parts of it turn yellow before the other parts, so even if you don't like the yellow tasting part of the eggplant, you can just cut that little part off. Alright, so I'm gonna go over here and let's take a look at some of the eggplant. Now I've eaten some of the eggplant already. When they were white, I pulled some off the tree. I've given some to some friends, some helpers, and some neighbors, but I haven't pulled them all off, so that's why I have so many still on the tree. Another thing about the eggplant is that they weigh on the tree, and so I had several trees here where now they're starting to fall down to the ground, so I should have actually probably propped them up with a stick so they can actually stay off the ground. But take a look here at my eggplant closely. Alright, so this is like a typical eggplant flower. You don't want to pull these things off. This is what you need in order for the fruit to grow. So make sure that they're nice and healthy. The bees and the bugs and the butterflies will start pollinating through the different plants. Eventually, after you have this flower here, and it opens up ready to receive the insemination from the pollen, then it starts to look a little bit more like this. It starts to close up a little bit, and then it starts to look a little bit more pregnant, like this one here. And then after that, it completely closes. It has a baby in the oven, like that one there. And then before you know it, you have yourself a full-grown eggplant, like this one here. And it can even get bigger than that. And if you leave it on the thing for too long, it becomes very yellow, like this one here. But I'm still gonna eat it. And also another thing to keep in mind is eggplant have thorns and thistles on them. So if I were you, I'd be careful about when you even try to pull this thing off and touch it, because you will be poked. You will be poked severely. All right, so here's, I got a few of them on here. Over here, over here, over here. There's all types of eggplant meals you can make with these kinds of things. What my wife does is she slices them up and then puts breadcrumbs on them and then fries them. Tastes pretty good like that, And have myself a nice eggplant meal every so often. I'm gonna probably eat some tonight. I'm gonna give some to my brother, and yesterday I gave some to my good friend and colleague Leah Caldwell, and she came by and took some Plantanthus and Boinicus as well. And yeah, I hope that it's serving everybody right. Well, that's it, guys. That's my my short video on eggplant. I still have a lot of work to do today. Oh yeah, one thing I also realized about social media is that I started to feel like I was getting wrapped up in the whole facade of social media. I was like neglecting my garden just to make videos and just to make the presentation and the facade as if I had a nice garden, but my garden was looking pretty atrocious and I was kind of neglecting it. So now I'm it's that fine balance you have to keep when you're dealing with social media. Sometimes in social media, you have a tendency to just try to show people what's nice, and instead of actually putting substance into what you're doing and doing what's nice. And so now I gotta, kind of stay off this thing for a little bit and focus more on actually the substance of putting my garden together, pulling the weeds, watering the plants, doing all these things. Because if I just try to just show that I'm doing these things instead of actually doing them, then, defeats the purpose. The whole thing will be neglected. Anyway, remember guys, the revolution will not be pesticides.